When the Mega Man Legacy Collections came out on the Switch, I was a little hyped, but not really that hyped. I got to revisit Mega Man 6, my introduction to the franchise way back on the NES, and that was a ton of fun. But what I was really looking forward to were the Mega Man X collections. I love the Mega Man X series, so the idea of having every single one of them on the go just got me so excited. Now that they're here, we're going to talk about it. Do note that unlike the Mega Man Legacy Collections, I am going to divide the Mega Man X Legacy Collections into two separate reviews. Let's begin. Here is my review of Mega Man X Legacy Collection for the Nintendo Switch. Story is one of the biggest changes that was made between the original Mega Man series and the Mega Man X series. In the original series, the story was, hey, Dr. Wily got out of prison again. Go take down the robots that he's managed to reprogram and put him back in jail. In Mega Man X, we have a story centuries later, where humans and robots, or Reploids, are trying to live in peace together, only to have some mysterious force constantly changing Reploids into Mavericks, essentially making them go berserk and attack humans. That story is centered around Mega Man X, who's constantly fighting all of the Mavericks from his former commander Sigma, all while contemplating his place in the world and just how much sacrifice and bloodshed he's going to have to commit in order to find that peace. And that's really where the stories of these games really get good. It's not just about taking down robots and stopping Sigma. You're given constant character development for X, Zero, and Sigma himself. There are a lot of serious tones and themes of sacrifice throughout the entire series that really get you in the characters' heads. With gameplay, Mega Man hasn't really changed all that much over the years. This is a collection of 2D platformers with combat elements and pretty heavy Metroidvania elements, giving a big emphasis on replaying levels and searching for secret areas, kind of like in the Shantae games. Now, this is the first of two collections, and Mega Man X Legacy Collection contains Mega Man X, X2, and X3 from the Super Nintendo, along with Mega Man X4 from the PlayStation. Aside from the actual games, you've got a lot of other features you can go through. The museum has a lot of artwork, wallpapers, trailers, and merchandise that release for each of the games, as well as the animated prequel to Mega Man X, The Day of Sigma, previously exclusive to the PSP remake, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. But that's not even the best part here. For all of you Switch fans that really want achievements and trophies on your handheld, Capcom included every single one of the PS4 trophies and Xbox One achievements into this version of the game, and they unlock and show themselves on screen the same way trophies appear on the PS4. It really gives you that trophy unlocking feeling when you complete challenges, as if you're playing a platform that does have trophies. Now, while the main point of a Mega Man game hasn't really changed over the years, the X series really added a lot to the formula to make it a lot more interactive, in-depth, and different. Mega Man X added wall jumping and energy tanks. X2 added multiple endings. X3 added an in-depth ride armor system. X4 added story campaigns for both X and Zero, complete with voice acting and animated event scenes. And it's all of these little things that keeps everything so interesting when you're playing through these games. You're doing your normal Mega Man thing, platforming and shooting your way through enemies, but you're also looking for secret areas, trying to find that last power-up, that last armor piece, that last health tank to max out your HP gauge. It's a bunch of little things that add up to making the games not only much more in-depth, but not nearly as difficult as the original Mega Man games. But that's not to say these games aren't difficult, because they are very difficult. The first three games in the series are extremely difficult platforms, especially when it comes to how much damage you deal to enemies versus how much they deal to you. Thankfully, Capcom made things even easier for us by including an optional Rookie Hunter mode for all of the games. This essentially just decreases the amount of damage you take from enemies. Kind of like the body armor upgrade in Mega Man X, except in this case, you could have both turned on, the Armor Upgrade and Rookie Hunter mode, to take even less damage. Now before I close this section out, one thing I will say is that these are emulated exactly the way they were when they originally released. That means all of those famous iceless jumps you could do in Mega Man X are still doable here, as well as inputting the cheat codes for the Black Zero armor and the Ultimate armor for Mega Man X4. And as far as time is concerned, you're going to have plenty to do. Each of these 4 games should take you around 3 to 5 hours to complete, which will give you at least 12 to 20 hours of content, and that's not even counting Challenge Mode or the anime prequel to Mega Man X. Now let's get into presentation. Visually and graphically, the games look great. Capcom input a default smoothing filter that makes all of these games look clear, crisp, and without any jagged edges, both on the handheld screen and on the TV. You've also got a filter for an old TV and with no filter, so it's really easy to see how much better it looks by just switching back to the old, taking a look at it, and switching right back to the new. But there is one thing that filtering didn't quite fix. Mega Man X4's animated cutscenes are very blurred and very degraded. Granted, this is the way they looked on the PS1, but they still looked like that here. And more importantly, the really bad English dub from X4's cutscenes are still here as well. I love Capcom's voice acting from the 90s, especially what they did in the Resident Evil games, but Mega Man X4's voice acting is just terrible.
Someone must stop Repliforce.
Zero!
Now let's get into battery life. Since all of these are 2D games, you can expect to get quite a lot. Here are my battery times from 100% to 0%. Maximum brightness with the Wi-Fi on, 3 hours and 56 minutes. Maximum brightness with the Wi-Fi off, 4 hours and 18 minutes. Lower brightness with the Wi-Fi on, 4 hours and 58 minutes. Lower brightness with the Wi-Fi off, 5 hours and 20 minutes. So almost 5.5 hours. That's really nice. Now, in conclusion, the Mega Man X Legacy Collection is a set of 4 great platformers packed with a bunch of extra content past what they've already got. Although no amount of filtering and refining can fix X4's terrible English dub, this is still a collection more than worth any Mega Man fan's money twice over. Reviews to Go rates Mega Man X Legacy Collection for the Nintendo Switch a 9 out of 10. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, or head to the website at www.reviewstogo.com.